did not. And they're good about responding.
Okay, so we have a quorum. I make a motion that we open the public hearing
I second that.
for the
Perpetual space.
virtual space. Sorry, civic organized.
Who's on it? Joyce will call me. I can't have that. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, so we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opening the public hearing. Were there any applicants?
She needs to read the legal notice for you guys.
All right. Notice is hereby given that the Town of Shandaken Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing pursuant to Section 267-A of the state law and as prescribed in the district schedule of area and bulk regulations of the Shandaken Town Code for the purpose of hearing the following applicant. Regarding an application for the removal and replacement of the existing sign, the replacement sign is being proposed in a new, more visible location from the adjacent road. The existing sign, aside from being damaged and run down, is currently not visible from the road and provides no indication to identify the motel or provide a means to differentiate between the adjacent active businesses. The public hearing is scheduled for June 21st at 6:45 p.m. at the Shandaken Town Hall, 7209 Route 28, Shandaken, New York. Anyone who wishes to make comment regarding the application may do so during the public hearing. If you are unable to attend, you can send any comments you would like read during the meeting to shandakenbldg@gmail.com or P.O. Box 134, Shandaken, New York 12480. All such comments must be received no later than June 21st, 2023 at 3 p.m.
Okay, and there are no applicants for the public hearing?
There was no response. Nope.
Okay, so we don't have anybody to hear from. So we'll open the general meeting at 7 o'clock. Are you Mr. Michelotti?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to you first. But we have to wait until 7 o'clock. This is all on video and I don't have one for
You got
that.
a motion to close in a second. Would be great.
I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
There you go.
So moved. Okay, easy peasy. I do not have the application for the perpetual space.
The application is not very informative. It's literally just the name and that they're requesting, not even what they're requesting. Essentially, because I don't really know how to define what they're requesting, right? So the sign that they've got there is a pre-existing non-conforming sign. So it's the only reason they can have the freestanding sign at all is because it's been there since before 1972. What they want to do is relocate it because it's inconvenient where it is. It's permission to move a pre-existing non-conforming sign. What are we calling that? An area variance in relief of 116.
30, I think.
Here, it's right here.
My understanding was that it wasn't just a relocate, it was a new sign.
It's new as well, yes. The
Yeah.
design has to be addressed as well.
Right.
So we spoke with, I spoke with DOT, it had to be 64 feet off, and you guys got it 65. Love that.
I personally think that it's an area variance because we are closer to the road than 65. But it's not, right, but for their code, we're within the front setbacks.
You're within the front setbacks, and it's a freestanding sign. Technically, if they had come to us with a brand new application to install a freestanding sign in that location, it would have required at least 2 area variances. But the relocation of a pre-existing non-conforming sign is a little different. But
Okay.
essentially, it's 2 area variances because it's got to be at least 10 feet off the property line, which is not. And it's a freestanding sign, which isn't allowed in that district.
Which district is it?
It's a residential 1.5 acre zone district.
R1.5, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an indication of the current design? Have you settled on a design? Okay. Yeah, why don't you present it to us now so we can look it over before we start the meeting?
I have several copies, I don't know if you guys want.
Yeah, everybody has to see it.
Thanks.
So the first picture is just a picture of the stone that they want to carve the name of the business into.
Okay.
I'm assuming this thing will be flipped up or no?
Yes. One of the pages back there shows you that it's vertical on the ground.
The leeway,
Yes.
okay.
Leeway has the logo. It's in line with the existing vegetation. You can see that on the site plan.
Okay.
This is the Lazy Meadow, right? The old.
Yes.
Correct.
All right, actually, I was there like a month ago. And they're not moving it forward, they're just bringing
Yeah,
it
no, they're-
closer to the driveway.
Exactly.
Not closer to the highway right of way,
No,
just close to
no,
the driveway.
It's the exact same distance from the highway.
So my
You're
question
just
is,
sliding it sideways
If you see here,
along the property.
this is the existing sign. That square right there, you want to put the stone right there.
okay,
So we're moving it from here down to there.
do they need a variance?
I mean, it's actually.
I addressed this with this board 4 or 5 months ago. I asked you guys if you wanted a variance for the relocation of a pre-existing non-conforming sign, and you said that you did.
Well, at the time, we didn't know what the design was,
Well,
so,
regardless of the sign, it's a freestanding sign in a residential district. And that's what I
Right.
addressed the board, that's what I addressed to the board. And you guys
Okay.
said you wanted to see a variance for it.
okay.
So that's why
Here's
we're,
our man.
Yeah, they're just sliding it sideways. It's exactly the same setback that it,
Seems like a no-brainer to me.
yeah.
Okay.
From the site plan, it looks like it's actually closer to the road. Is that not correct? The new location looks closer. If that's the existing and that was new, you're actually moving closer to the road?
Well, the existing is actually into those bushes. I just did that so it's for clarity, so we're really moving it down. It might be a foot or two difference.
Towards the road?
Yeah. Because how this goes that way, because this one is actually into that bush there.
Right.
I wish I had a picture of the existing sign.
Yep.
We just had a public hearing for the Lazy Meadow sign. Nobody said anything. Nobody showed up for a public hearing. Did you get it in my email about that? Yeah. So this is a sign for, this is a stone they're gonna use, and they're not moving it any closer to the road, they're moving it closer to the driveway. So, I guess technically they will need an area variance, so that's this stone here. So they're saying technically they will need an area variance.
But Mark, you did say it is moving closer to the road by a foot or two. That's what he just mentioned, so it's a little
Okay.
unclear in the application.
Bigger version of the site.
Great.
Maybe easier to read.
Yeah. So you can see that's the sign, and then that's where the stone goes.
So, okay, so it's still within property boundaries?
Yes.
So you're asking for variance of a foot?
read this.
Yeah, it's too small. And if not, move it back a foot.
Yeah. Why couldn't you do that anyway? Is there a visibility issue?
They just wanted it to be nice and lined up with the center line of these plants here going across and that going there. Just for
That guy
aesthetics.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bigger one there,
Mhm.
Okay.
just for their own aesthetic.
So it's right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine.
You'd like other copies of that?
There used to be an orchard out there. And back in the day, like NBC, years, 2 years ago, we were in orchards with the idea of
No, they actually-
putting
it's-
a
they just-
camping operation arena campground that had a huge flood.
Just
It's
some fucking back of bushes still. Yeah, it's between, there's
quite a large
hardwood
property.
trees behind it, and little pine trees in front. You can't see the sign. They're just moving towards the driveway.
Okay, so let's address the Nicolai issue.
Still nothing, still nothing.
No, you'll only be able to see it if you like walk in or.
Yeah, right.
So there's no fence here?
No, it's just trees.
These are
Right
the
here.
existing.
Yeah, these are pine trees, pine, these are hardwood trees. It's right in between. You can't, right now, you can't even see
No,
it.
no, you go past that. Because it's pushing.
So they're bringing private driveway.
Yeah, the existing driveway.
Yeah,
going in.
yeah. So if it was 28, they're not encroaching between
No,
there.
no. You said they were a foot. Actually, they're what, 54 feet or something like that? 55 feet.
This is the firehouse at the corner of Olive Rear Road and Route 28, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Give it one more minute. Somebody needs to set that clock for daylight savings time.
So high up there.
Give it another minute. These proceedings are publicly broadcast, so we can't really start until people turn on their TVs.
You crazy digital. I don't know if Shandaken can handle that. But I'm gonna have to think on
Put a cell phone up there.
it. Here, I'll just.
We found it down last month.
Well, it's close to it. It's just on the street, right?
She's not here. She didn't understand she needed to be, but I'm pretty sure I can explain to you what she wants, and she felt comfortable with that.
Okay.
Who's that?
So, call to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, people. Roll call, please.
Mark Lodi,
Present.
Gary Guglielmetti,
Here.
Alan Vella, Christian Lynch.
Here.
Henry Williams.
Here.
Did anybody have any amendments to the minutes of the last meeting? I make a motion that the minutes of the last meeting are accepted as submitted. May I have a second?
Second.
Gary seconds.
All in
All in
favor?
favor? Aye. Okay, so some quick business before we get on to the first applicant. The zoning board has been tasked with the issue of, as the development of the comprehensive town plan goes forward, the zoning board has been tasked with the issue of flagging anything in the zoning code that is outdated, needs to be revision, needs to be revised, needs to be added in conjunction with the comprehensive town plan. And we sent out a document from the state of New York that lays down the legal basis for our zoning codes, which states that the zoning codes are actually driven by the priorities for the community within the comprehensive town plan. So we have the old comprehensive town plan, if you guys want to read that. We're months away. There's a committee that is meeting monthly. We're months, probably a year away from actually adapting the new standard for a new comprehensive town plan. This is all mandated by the state of New York. So that we're in the process of formulating a new comprehensive town plan, and alongside that, a sister project will be revisiting
The code book.
code book. So anything you see that needs revision, like, chicken coops, gardens for 3 acres, stuff like that. Fences, yeah. So as we go forward, please be aware of that and help us flag anything that needs to be revised in the zoning code. The zoning code was adapted in 1976. The current town plan was adopted in 2005, so we're quite a ways down the road at this point. So this is going to be an important developmental community shaping process for the community, so let's just be aware of that.
We're looking also for not just what needs to be updated in the zoning code, which is extensive, but outside of that sort of bigger picture stuff, what do people come here for? What do you see a lot of? What do you get asked by the community a lot of? Because you guys are dealing with the community, not just here, but in your day-to-day lives. We all live here. So the sorts of things that come here a lot, do they seem appropriate? Is that something we should be looking at? You see a lot of fence variances. Does that seem appropriate that 4 feet is all you're allowed? That kind of stuff. The bigger picture of it all, I guess, is the best way to put it.
So in a nutshell, community character.
Exactly.
So, you guys have any thoughts on community character? Translated through the zoning laws.
One of the things with our code book was that the code was adopted from a town, I believe, in Putnam. So what they did was they took the town code in Westchester, Putnam, brought it up here to Shandaken, this sleepy little community, and adopted it. And I think a lot of the stuff that's in this code book can be removed or revised.
Okay.
I mean, there's stuff in there that we really don't even deal with on a daily basis.
The issue of boarding houses,
Yeah,
issue of horse stables. Well, we do have
still
horse
have horse
stables.
stables.
we have more
Horse
stables.
stable. Okay. Yeah, but the upshot is that some of this is simply outdated as society moves forward, the economy moves forward, people's land use moves forward, people's preferences of what they want out of a community moves forward. The demographics has changed tremendously. I can well imagine in 1976, most of the people lived here said, well, what the hell do we need a zoning code for? It's Shandaken. And some people still feel that way. So,
Green County, I believe, doesn't have the code.
Green County.
Yeah.
Well, it's a town by town thing. Like Lexington has code.
I heard Hunter does
Hunter
not.
does not. Town of Hunter does
Hunter
not.
does not.
Village of Hunter might, but the town of Hunter does not.
Okay. This is all mandated by the state. This isn't coming from us.
Green County is its own thing.
Yeah.
So many different
People
ways.
often say that about Shandaken.
We
So,
still agree with 3 years there.
We do have the most stringent code around.
Yeah, I mean, that's because it was adopted from another, a southern county that was a lot more populated than Shandaken.
and I think that was derived from a state template that went around at the time. So it's time all this gets revised, revisited, resolved. So part and parcel of our responsibility moving forward to flag any changes we want to see done. And the comprehensive town plan committee is eager to hear from us. So, okay. So can we hear our first applicant at the Big Indian Fire Department? Mr. Michelati, you want to come up and tell us the variance you're asking for?
We're proposing to build another firehouse alongside the existing one.
Oh,
And
okay.
then another building alongside the existing firehouse. Our trucks barely fit in there, they're shoehorned in, they're one in back of the other. It's really getting crazy. During Irene, we had to pull the trucks out because we were housing National Guard troops,
Mm.
food and water, and it's just not enough room. About 4 years ago, we got a grant from the state for $250,000, not enough to build a firehouse. But between that and our savings and some other commitments, we have enough to put up a building,
Okay.
essentially garage for the trucks. In order to, we're going to put 4 doors in the front. 3 of them are 12
This
foot
one.
high. The fourth one is 14 feet high for future, because the trucks are getting bigger.
Oh, okay.
It's a 60-foot by 60-foot steel building. It's going to be in the same location, same frontage, in line with the other houses and buildings on the street.
Will the other building be torn down, or you still retain that?
No, we're going to keep it, and if we get the money, we'll redo it so that it's functional for community events or whatever.
Okay. What is your role in the fire department? Are you the fire chief there?
No, I'm just the president, and that's just an administrative job.
Okay. God bless. I know it's all
I'm a
volunteer.
firefighter too, but
Yeah.
I have no, I'm not a line officer.
Yeah, we're all volunteer on this board, so you have our sympathy.
Okay.
So-
I know what we're going through.
Yeah. I'm just curious, how are you guys doing with membership? Are you having a difficult time getting, are you understaffed?
Everybody's short-staffed, We have a couple new guys, but I mean, our average age is probably well over 60. The interior guys are mostly over 70. So yes, we're having a difficult time.
At least they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do, they just can't do it.
That's not fair.
Well spoken.
Hear that when he volunteers.
Okay.
In any case, I looked to Grace, and she said, according to the code, we need 2 variances. We're going to put the new building 8 feet from the old building. And for
That would be
a couple of
clever.
reasons. Number one, eventually we'd like to put a breezeway in between. And number two, on the north side, Don and Heidi Clark have a fence there, and they had their Christmas tree business. We're trying to stay as far away from them as possible, just to stay good neighbors. So the 2 variances we need is the town requires, I think, a 10-foot between buildings. We're asking for 8 feet.
Okay.
The other variance is, I think, the maximum on an adjacent structure is 15 feet.
Height.
Height.
Height, yeah.
Obviously, we need much more than that.
Uh-huh.
We're 16 feet at the eaves, and then by the time we're done, we're 26 feet.
Okay, so it's quite a sizable building. Okay, anything else? Any questions? No?
How many pieces of fire equipment do you have?
4.
So by New York State law, we are obliged to hold a public hearing, so if any of your neighbors want to come and offer support or opposition, we're obligated to hear that and factor in so that will be at the next meeting.
Okay.
Should be July
July 19th.
19th?
Hmm?
Okay,
You want to do 6:45?
so far 6:45. And so we have to send out a public hearing to any adjacent landowner
Yeah.
to give them an opportunity to express opinion. Okay.
We're online, yeah.
Are there any other besides Heidi and,
On the south side, there's a house, I think they're renting it right now,
Uh-huh.
or it's the children of the owner. The owner lives remotely. Nice people, they take good care of the house. They're good neighbors, we're good neighbors.
Okay.
I don't, they just moved in maybe a year ago, so I don't know them as well as I know Don.
Mhm. Okay.
We talked to them.
Okay.
Question is, at that meeting, we have a public hearing. If there is no comments or only positive comments, can you grant whatever you got to grant at that meeting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that, we can get permits?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's about a 6-month bill. So I'm not sure whether we can get it done before the winter comes along, whether we have to do it in the spring or whatever. So I'm just trying to get a sense.
Yeah.
of-
No, that's a recognized problem.
Yeah.
But so we only meet once a month by, town charter.
Yeah.
It's a problem we've foisted on other projects before. There's nothing we can do about that.
No, I
Totally
understand.
understood.
But if I can say, well, if everything goes well, we'll have the permits in the end of July, I go to the builder and say, can we do it or can't we do it?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, next case, so, and next case is.
Perpetual
what's it?
space.
Perpetual space, thank you. I do not have the application for that.
It's probably in there from a couple months ago.
Yeah,
But anyway, I think we understand what's going on.
yeah.
Although they brought the designs and that's what I mean, the designs and that site plan, which if I can have a copy of that, don't all leave with that.
So
I'll steal
basically,
from them. I'll steal from them. It's fine, you can keep yours.
so basically, you're asking for a 1-foot variance
Yeah.
to project the sign closer to the DOT right away than the
Yes.
web sign.
This way it can be in line with the vegetation and the.
Right. And you said there was 2 variances. What is the other variance?
It would be just if you were treating it like a new sign, just the simple existence of a freestanding sign in that zoning district isn't allowed.
Okay,
So that would be, I suppose, the second variant.
right. But it's a sign that is grandfathered in.
Yeah, the one that's there. Yeah, they're relocating. Well, it's not really relocation because it's a brand new sign, but
Okay.
Yeah, the existing one is like 12 feet wide, like almost 12 feet tall. And it's
Yeah.
uplighting, it's smaller.
Right. Because it was put in the 1950s, I think.
Yeah.
This is a much more inconspicuous sign.
And
The new one is much smaller.
and it's more in character with
Yeah,
the
true.
aesthetics of the
I think
community.
it's just let it go. I mean, you don't even see the big sign that's there now. It's between 2 rows of trees. Lines in the front, archway in the back. You don't even see it.
I was kind of questioning how readable this is when you drive by 60 miles an hour. That's on
Probably
you
not
guys.
gonna notice it. You'll notice when you pull in the driveway, you'll see it, that you're in the right spot. It's about it.
Okay. All right. Welcome, Alan. We're addressing the perpetual space signage. This is the rock that they will make the sign out of. And this is, and the sign will be going here, so they're asking for 1-foot variance to move the sign 1 foot closer than the existing sign, which was
Where's the
grandfathered
existing
in
one?
from the 1950s.
It's a smaller sign. It's
How
gonna
many
move
feet is the
closer.
existing sign right now off the center of the road?
I believe it's 65 feet. 64 to 65, right in there.
Any questions?
No, looks good.
You guys good? Okay. I make a motion, we grant the variance as requested from 65 to 64 feet.
I second that.
Placement of sign.
Is it lit?
There's gonna be downlighting, like kind of solar lights that stick on the pole and go down. Very
Okay.
small.
I suppose the current sign is uplit.
Right.
Much larger. Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second.
I second.
We need roll call for you.
All right. Mark Lodi?
Aye.
Gary
Yes.
Guglametti?
Yes.
Alan Bella?
Aye.
Christian Lynch?
Yes.
Henry Williams?
Yes.
Okay, variance so moved. 1 foot variance. Thank you. That was easy. Easy peasy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for following the zoning laws, guys. Yeah, not everybody does that, so we appreciate that.
And it's important, I volunteer as well on the other side, so I understand the inner workings of these little towns and how they're.
The other side of what?
Rhinebeck, I live in Rhinebeck, I volunteer there, so.
Okay.
I understand how small towns trying to get things done.
Yeah, they're probably a little more strict over there than they are here.
Well, it's sort of becoming ubiquitous, you know?
Well, you know,
That's
changing
why we gotta take
demographics.
another look at the code book.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks again.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, that was an easy one.
What were you doing, Kate John already?
She has not shown up, but I think Grace is gonna
It's
walk us
fairly
through.
straightforward. It's
This the
here.
fence?
It's fence. It's got to do with the distance from the road.
Yeah, on Alamo Road.
457.
Didn't they just buy that house?
Yeah, they did.
17 feet from the road, right?
Yeah, there's the house. There's the center layer.
I saw them.
That's where they'd like to put the fence. There's designs too on this. You want to go over them? I think I made copies of everything so you guys would be easier to
See,
flip
the only
through.
issue
Yeah.
here would be is that their entrance is,
You're the best.
you know what I mean, it's a covered
Yeah, you
entrance.
look at it.
Much better.
This one we should consider Also referring to county, because it is off of county road.
Yeah.
See, so this bump out is
Right.
actually closer.
Yeah. There are quite a few homes along this road that are in fact
Yeah, yeah.
closer, about way.
Yeah, yeah, it's an old house.
Okay, so it's a variance for the position of the fence, not
The
the height.
location along the front line, it's too close, according to code.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be 25 feet off the center at 17. The height is not an issue,
no.
just
Yeah, the
location.
fence is 4 feet.
So the code would say 25 feet, and they're asking for 17 feet?
Correct.
Is
Okay.
it 17 feet off the house or the
Off the center of
bump?
the, center line of
Center
all three
of
road,
road.
I believe.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that house is close to the road, I know that house.
That's an area of extremely old housing stock. There are a number.
And they get a lot of water in the backyard there, running off the mountain.
Is that on the riverside?
No, I think it's on the opposite side. It's on the mountain side, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the mountains.
Yeah, it's on the left side going up.
Okay. It's not too far up. Okay, well, nobody answered questions, so I don't know if we have any questions.
Do you have any questions? I've spoken with you.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yep.
And I'll make sure she at least can get somebody to the public hearing, if you make one for next one.
So I guess we need a public hearing, so I make a motion, we call a public hearing for the July meeting for the Gloria Duque
The 19.
variance application. May I have a second?
Second.
Henry seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
That'll be 6:30. You guys should talk about it, but you should probably refer to county for this variance, since Oliver is a county road.
Oh,
Or
it is?
County planning board.
Okay, all right.
Consider it, have a conversation. It's not up to me, obviously.
Yeah, well, that's what we're supposed to do. Was there a requirement for the New York State DOT because we're at
Area
28?
variances are meant to be referred to
Oh, yeah,
county
twice.
if they are on a state or county road or within
twice,
500
twice.
feet of county or state-owned property.
But I was thinking of the signage for the,
Yeah, it's too late.
Lazy Meadows.
It should have gone to county planning, but it would have, under those circumstances, been referred to planning board. But here it is. So,
all right. Okay, so we have two public hearings for next month. July 17th, you said?
19.
July 19th.
What's the other one?
The Big Indian Firehouse.
Oh, yeah.
They're building, you'll see that in your dossier there. They are building a whole new building to accommodate this new generation of fire trucks that will require a height variance
Mm-hmm.
and also an area variance.
And an area there, the distance between the two buildings.
8 feet, right?
Are they leaving the
It's 8
building they
feet,
have?
7 feet.
Yes.
What's that one?
The Big Indian.
Are those on two separate lots, the firehouse, or is that a single lot?
This
It's
is,
technically on 2 lots,
It's on 2 lots, right?
oh, okay.
but the lot line runs right through the existing firehouse.
And there's an existing shed right on the, close to the property line, or some kind of.
Yeah, closer to the back, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Do a drive-by, you're driving by anyway.
That's right.
Take a look.
Yeah.
Any further business? How you doing, Alan? Any further business?
Nope.
Okay, I make a motion, we close the meeting. May I have a second?
Second.
Christian seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
So moved, meeting closed. Thank you, gentlemen. Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Write down your email for me. It's the iCloud Hub.
103.
I think that's what I have to write down anyway. I'll make sure I do that. I've sent you tons of emails. Yes.
I know, some I get, some I don't. It's like, even from the town.
Put them somewhere. How far I can.
It's felt.
Been out fishing?
I was at the theater.
Oh.
Opening night. Adam's family.
I know, stop.
I owe you some.
I'm trying to get my kid here. She's all, I'm in college and I have 3 jobs. So I'm like, whatever, that's fine. I'm busy.
That's my only day off.
swear to God, that's the one I got for you.
I
But
mean, I
I'll
get,
try-
some I get, some I don't get.
Yeah, I
From the
know.
town. I don't know why.
I'm blaming on Spectrum. They're not
Probably.
totally reliable
Yeah.
these days.
I didn't, for some reason,
She works at the next thing.
Maybe that email, maybe you got it wrong. Maybe they got something wrong. I gotta look at the email that you sent.